Alright guys, we got some more news on Destiny 2 Lightfall blog post. Over the past few years, we've been expanding on build crafting options within Destiny 2. We want players to find fun and unique ways to embrace any given flavor of combat while expressing themselves through the power of their guardians. The current build crafting system relies heavily on mod library that has grown to be highly complex and at times confusing, so we are making some changes to improve it, as well as other aspects of how you will build your dream monster killing machine. Today we are going to share some more details on upcoming in-game loadouts and mod customizations, features, and how we are involving the build crafting experience as a whole. TLDR, consolidation, is a major theme in many of the changes you will be seeing today. The current pre-Lightfall mod system has been built piecemeal over the years and contains a lot of redundancies. The loadout system empowers Guardians to suit up for whatever task on the fly, up to 10 slots available to save multiple loadouts. This single screen system also provides opportunities for players to create and share their loadouts and the community more easily. The mod customization screen will make managing your mods easier with them all in one place. Like the Guardians Appearance screen, this screen creates an easy to reference space where you can see all of your mod armor pieces and mods at any given time. Champion counters are being spread between artifacts, perks, subclass abilities, and more. Updates to mods streamline the process and bring new and exciting builds potential to Destiny 2. We're taking the opportunity to touch and tune every single mod in Destiny 2. We're removing energy types from mods and armor, giving players more flexibility in crafting their builds. No more switching between energy types to find the mod you want. We're reducing the pressure and armor energy by retuning armor and mod cost and changing artifact perks to no longer require mod slots. We're moving from weapon type specific mods to damage type specific mods for increased flexibility in builds. Loadouts. Being able to save your loadouts and easily switch between them in-game has been a long requested feature and arriving with Lightfall next month. We're taking the power of quickly switching between carefully crafted builds and make it available in-game. Here are some problems the team wanted to solve. Quickly swap entire sets of gear without numerous trips to the vault or having to open a second screen. Decrease time in between play sessions caused by needing to rebuild a loadout. Great ways to label loadouts for quickly identification. Here you can see a warlock with 3 loadouts created of the 6 slots that have unlocked. You will be able to unlock all 10 slots by progressing through the new Guardian rank system. Each loadout label has a assortment of colors and icons to choose from, including Crucible, Raids, Trials, Gambit, Damage types, and more. Mods and mod customization. When Lightfall goes live, it'll be a new ball game of sorts. Things will be different and you will have a blank slate to start cooking up new builds for future adventures. Not all current builds in Destiny 2 will be possible upon launch, but there will be a healthy offering to start with. We're also planning on to expand upon build crafting options season over season. Problems this team wanted to solve is cut down on time managing mods, remove limitations that created confusing experiences, breaking down barriers to make build crafting fun, giving players more understandable ways to earn mods, remove the need to wait for AD1 to sell a specific mod you need. I love that. Retune mods to give players more form of expression while also tamping down on areas of power creep. Our new mod customization screen is going to make creating your builds much easier, as you will be able to see all of your current applied mods and how they are affecting your stats on one screen. From here, you can quickly select different pieces of gear to start tinkering. There is also a tab at the top of the screen so you can switch over to see what perks and stats your current weapon have without having to switch back to your character screen. Let's talk about earning mods. Historically, mods were unlocked in a variety of ways, but for the first part, you were waiting on AD1. So instead of going to the tower and wait for your mod to show up and grab it, they're going to remove it, and once you have rank 6 unlocked, you have all the mods unlocked. And we wanted to remove this waiting game and make all mods have a clear unlock path. All mods will be unlocked by achieving Guardian Rank 6. Most players who have spent some time in the game will start out at rank 6 and instantly have all mods ready to go out of the gate. New players will unlock mods as they climb through the ranks. Look out for more info on Guardian Ranks soon. Wow, this is going to be really crazy here. Some mod application details. Mod energy types are being removed, eliminating the need for 4 different versions of given armor pieces for build crafting purposes. We're also converting the combat style socket into an additional mod socket for the armor slots, helmet, gauntlets, etc. We are also reducing the energy cost of many of those mods, helping giving you more opportunities to mix and match. Additionally, armor mods that previously provided benefits to a weapon based on their archetype, for example, hand cannon loader, will now instead provide benefits to weapon based on their damage type. This levels the playing field for all weapon archetypes and should make it easier to put together a powerful suit of mods to benefit multiple weapons in your loadout, sharing a damage type. But that's not all. Artifact mods are also being translated to unlockable perks. They will no longer need to be socketed, but rather unlock for the duration of the season once earned and are passively applied to your loadout. So what does that mean exactly? So let's say the anti-barrier weapon of the season is Pulse Rifle. This change means that you will no longer need to equip a mod for this, taking up precious space and energy all of your Pulse Rifles unless they have a interesting champion mod. Automatically have anti-barrier applied. As you can imagine, having every single artifact mode active at the same time would be a little OP. Because of that, you won't be able to unlock them all at the same time. You will have to choose which 12 perks have active at any given time. However, do you want to make it easy as possible to change up your build so resetting the artifact will not cost anything? What does this mean for artifact armor extra artifact mod slot? Starting in Lightfall, artifact armor will have a unique mod slot that grants 3 additional points to your character. Stats like strength, mobility, intellect, etc. This will help you round up your stats as you perfect your builds. Once you have gotten your loadout set and your mods managed, it's time to dive in. We're making some gameplay updates to complement the above changes. Game set match. One thing that has always played a huge part in how you set up your builds is match game. It's been pretty much a requirement that you diversity your damage types or end up facing shields that feel hopeless to break. We want to remove this restriction and allow more freedom with how you create your builds to take advantage of new element-specific mods. To reach that goal, match game is being removed from high difficulty activities, and we are making a few tweaks to how you can do damage to different types of shields. Base shield resistance to non-matching damage types across the entire game is being adjusted to 50%, similar to Gambit now, and we will have some other ways for you to do some bonus damage to shields that will let you about before launch. This will help you synergize your perks and abilities around a single damage type rather than diluting them across several different ones. We are the champions. Another thing that has a huge impact on your build are champions. We want to make how you counter champions more logical. That should also make it easier to learn how to do with them in the first place. So while you will still have a selection of anti-champion artifact perks available to you based on your current weapon selection, we are also adding some anti-champion options to your subclass to complement your weapons. Barrier Champion, Solar Void, and Strand counter. While using volatile rounds from your weapon, it will also pierce the barrier and stun the champion. When a player is radiant, their attacks pierce champions, shields, and stun them. Strand will also have a method of piercing barriers. Overlord champions, Arc Stasis, and Void counter. Damaging an Overlord champion by triggering the dealt condition stuns the champion, likewise suppressing the champion stuns them, and as does slowing them with stasis. Unstoppable champions, Arc Solar, Stasis, and Strand counter. Building an unstoppable champion instantly stuns them, encasing them in stasis, then shattering it or triggering a solar ignition on them likewise. Stuns them. Strand will also include an unstoppable champion counter. Armor charge mods. With the combat mod socket going away, many mods that once belonged to the charged with light and elemental subframes of mods now fall under a revamped system known as armor charge. A move to an armor slot specific socket. The armor charge mechanic functions as follows. Socketing an armor mod that uses the armor charge system gives you access to the system. The functionality of taking charge, picking up a orb of power to gain one stack of a charge is now granted to you whenever you have any armor charge mod equipped. Many mods that previously created elemental wells or gave you stacks of charge with light have been converted to instead create a orb of power. By socketing chest armor mods, charge up, you can increase your maximum numbers of armor charge, stacks as high as 6. Some mods provide a passive ongoing benefit while you have any stacks of armor charge. When you have one of these armor mods equipped, every 10 seconds a stack of armor charge falls off if not consumed by something else. Players can extend this decay time by socketing the extended charge mod in the class item socket. For example, Font of Wisdom is in the head socket will provide a bonus gain to intellect while you have any armor charge active. Some mods consume 1, 2, or 3 or all stacks of armor charge on a particular trigger, granting you an instantaneous benefit when they do. A few other mods stacks on stacks in the leg socket, powerful friends and radiant light in the head socket, time dilation in the class item socket externally can modify the armor charge system for you without providing you with a specific benefit while you have armor charge. Finishers will now consume armor charges and not dip into your super energy. Elemental wells evolved. While many of the mods that previously created benefited from elemental wells are being changed instead of focused on orbs of power, some aspects of elemental wells aren't going away entirely. Instead of creating elemental wells, each subclass will now create a damage type specific spawned objects. Ionic traces for arc, fire sprite for solar, void breaches for void, stasis shards will continue to be used for stasis. Strain will also have an object. We will share more details in the future. The ability to spawn these objects will not come from armor mods but from your subclass instead. For example, while the ember of a tempering fragment is active for solar hunters, it will now create a fire sprite when you defeat an enemy with a solar weapon. Picking up any of these objects will grant ability energy or have any other effects depending on your subclass build. For example, if you're running a solar subclass that you have the new Ember Emergency Fragment equipped, picking up a fire sprite will grant you the restoration effect. The number of these types of interactions will be limited at launch, but we intend to add to this system moving forward. Balancing act. While the main goal here were to streamline the build crafting experience, we also had to do some tuning while we were under the hood to address some of the power spikes certain build combinations created. As we said previously, we looked at every single mod and some were changed, moved to other slots, transitioned to other abilities, or removed. With the removal of armor energy type and the consolidation of mechanics into armor chains, some mods became redundant and were removed. Some ability energy gains, state bonuses, weapon damage bonuses from mods have been reduced, though. We've also added some new mods to expand your build possibilities. Not all previous builds are going to be able to be recreated 1-to-1, the system has been changed enough to open a lot of new possibilities with the new mods and abilities combinations. An example of mods that aren't coming along for the ride are War Mind Cells. These are a relic of a different time and had already been nerfed in the past. They had a good run, but these mods will be deprecated and no longer available starting in Season 20 to make way for new options considering when crafting your preferred combat style. Looking ahead, we covered a lot and know there are going to be a lot of questions with so many changes on the horizon. We have more to say on this along with a plethora of other exciting changes coming alongside Lightfall's release next month. With a system like this, the best way to fully understand it is to get your hands on it and start tinkering. As with everything involved with supporting Destiny 2, this evolution is not an endpoint. We have plans to continue tuning and improving the system, and will be adding new build crafting elements to fill power gaps we didn't have a chance to get to do with the release. We were excited to see what you build with this new toolbox, and looking forward to seeing all the new builds shared out. All these changes are looking very good for Destiny 2 and for the next expansion for Lightfall for Destiny 2. It looks very good, and hopefully it turns out awesome. So if you guys really enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification to never miss a video, and if you guys enjoy, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.